alang-alang, how do you pronounce it, Municipal Mayor Lovely and you, officials and staff of Chen Ye Agriventure Rice Processing Complex, led by its founders, Mr. and Mrs. Francois Patrick Renoche. Other distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, mayong gabi. You know, as I have told you before, I was utterly frank with you when I became president that I am a night person and my day starts at 1 o'clock. And if I have many things to do, itong mga out of town ko, well, I can always honor the commitments, but I have to fly helicopters by night. Hopefully it has was done in good stead, safe naman, at umaabot naman ako sa inyo. In today's fast-paced and highly modernized society, it is imperative for us to utilize the latest technologies at our disposal in order to help our people lead better and more productive lives. I therefore would say that I am really happy, very pleased to join all of you today as we inaugurate the Chenye Adventures or CYA Rice Processing Complex. To the joint efforts of the Department of Agriculture and the Philippine Rice Institute, we were able to make this partnership possible. This project is a testament of our commitment to find more ways to actively respond to the various problems and challenges confronting the agricultural industry. Complex that we're taking initiatives to sustain our rice supply and ensure food security for our nation. At the first large-scale sustainable rice processing facility in the Philippines, I am hopeful that CYA will be able to help us to continuously propel the agriculture sector forward by providing our farmers with the equipment and technical assistance that they need to produce high-quality rice. I am certain that with your valuable, invaluable partnership and the Renoche Palay procurement program, we'll be able to truly improve the well-being of our farmers by helping them realize the role as the true drivers of agricultural development. I hope that CYA and the local government of Leyte will continue to take further strides in spurring countryside development, as well as the others in advancing the rice industry towards more progressive and modern practices. Together, let us continue to respond to the call of nation building by empowering the most vulnerable in our society so that all Filipinos may have an equal chance towards a better and future life. Mabuhay kayong lahat. Sinabi ko lang, pag nanalo ako, I will deal with corruption. I'm dealing it until now. I just fired the president of the GSIS yesterday. I will go for the customs again. There will be a lot of dismissals, I hope. And try to really stop the corruption in the higher crust of government. Sinabi ko sa inyo noon, maliit lang yan dito sa ano. Ano yung matapanimbala, mga ganon. Well, inuna ko yan because it impacts directly sa tao. Sa matter of fact, wala nang bukas-bukas ngayon sa bagay. And the new way is just to swipe your passport and that's it. But because really there are so many arrivals, 42 million, we can hardly cope up. Meaning to say, we did not project or prepared that ganito karami ang pupunta sa atin dito, especially when we made friends with China and everybody in the neighborhood. Ako nung nanalo ako, I was not sure of China because nag-away pinapaalis nga yung mga fishermen because of Aquino. Remember, there was this standoff. Dalawang barko na nag-agawan tayo, asserting our control. There was this danger of a war because we were ready to shoot at the time. I was not yet the president. Itong putang inang Albert na to, siya nagbigay na mag-retreat tayo because mutually agreed for China to retreat and the Philippines to go back to its original territorial limit. What happened was that si Albert hindi talaga niya tinignan and the Chinese never left the place. On that day, we lost Scarborough Shore. I was not yet the president. Doon, we lost Scarborough and the rest. Nagdatingan sila, and naabutan ni Aquino arbitral ruling, but China says, the China Sea is ours. It is not yours. But sabi natin na we won a case we filed against you and sa arbitral ruling, nanalo kami. So ipakita mo yan sa Chinese, sabi sa Chinese, kainin mo yan. Kasi amin itong China Sea. By historical and ancient rules. But really, wala man tayong away sa Chinese ngayon. I'd like to ask them. I've been reading books, medieval times, or before Christ, after Christ, and so many wars that happened far in between the years of our existence in our generation. Ngayon lang ako nakita ng isang country na sinulo ang isang ocean. Ngayon itong mga ulol na ito, gusto nilang, they are attacking me on the collateral na I should bar China from fishing, from destroying. Gusto nila pumunta ako doon. How do I enforce the arbitral ruling? Magpunta ako doon, dala ko Navy ko, and I insist and say, hey, you guys, you go out. And China, no. What do you want? So magkagera tayo. All the modern missiles are there in yung Spratly. Their missiles can reach from China, Spratly to Manila, in 7 minutes. So what am I supposed to do? Order my soldiers Navy, Marines, police to go there and die? Yun ang gusto nila. Wala man talaga tayong laban. Ni ang Amerika, ayaw eh. Despite of their itong mga overflights, tapos kunwari, you know, you are already here in this planet. There were in the past, about 7 years ago, in the newspapers, that something was brewing in the Spratly Islands because there was what would appear to be construction. Lumabas na yun. Sabi nga ni President Aquino, the only country who can confront China would really be America. Itong Amerika, alam nila, may 7th Fleet sila. Bakit hindi nila pinuntahan doon sa Spratly and say, hey guy, you are not supposed to build an artificial islands in the high seas. That is exactly prohibited by international law. And the fact that you are constructing it within the exclusive economic zone of our friend, the Philippines. Hinayaan nila. Ngayon na medyo nandyan na yan, all the guns are there, all the missiles are mounted, they want us to enforce our fisheries law and to protect the environment there. Tanungin ko sila, are we in possession of China Sea? Because if we are not, it's all. You're as if you're talking, should be out of your rockers. Itong si Carpio, si Albert, sila si pati isang Carpio, si Morales. I don't know how they would. Gusto ko ibigay sa kanila ang gobyerno. Now, because right at the start, my first visit to China, kasi yung in-order ko na 63,000 M16s, binara ng Amerika, 2 of their congressmen stood up in their Congress, to denounce me. I was ordering it because all the intelligence reports indicated that there was already a build-up, meaning to say they were passing arms to anyone who would join the Maute. Kaya pumunta ako sa Japan, sabi ko, mag-utang na lang ako, wala man akong pera. Sabi ni President Xi Jinping, okay, I'll give you the arms free. Walang problema, press the bullets. Then kulang pa, mahiya man ako maghiya ng dagdag, I went to Russia. I went to President Putin, I said, Sir, if you may, I have this problem. Kaya ngayong araw na nandoon ako sa Moscow, pumutok ang Marawi. And luckily, I had a last minute. He came in from Georgia, which is a territory of Russia. He flew by 6 hours just to see me doon sa malapit sa airport. So I told him, do not worry. I'll give you. And to this day, to this very day, China and Russia never asked even for one single toothpick. That is how geopolitics is being played. America could have done it earlier but did not. I am surprised why. Now he wants us to tickle China at kapag pumutok itong ang masakripisyo, papasabugin na yung Palawan, kasi nandyan nga na si lahat ngayon because it's facing the China. I am not about to order my soldiers to go to the mouths of hell to die na walang kalaban-laban. Cannot do that. Hindi ako natakot. Pero kung magsama ito si Carpio, si Morales, si Albert, I would be happy to lead them. Kung magkagera talaga, hilain ko itong mga letse na ito. Dito tayo. Ito. Anyway, mamamatay man tao. Mamamatay man talaga tayo. Punta tayo doon. Make this. We can never win a war against China. Kaya yan ang problema natin. I hope that China would not overdo things also. Because there is always America pushing us, egging us, tinitikoy tayo para, sige, ginagawa akong bait. Anong tingin ninyo sa Filipino wati? Ngayon, sabi ko, dalhin mo yung lahat ng eroplano mo, barko mo dito sa China. Fire the first shot at nandito kami sa likod. Sige, laban tayo kung sinong mupulpog. Totoo, Amerika. Sabi nila, USRP Pact, okay. Let America declare the war. Let them assemble all their armaments there in South China Sea. Fire the first shot and I'll be glad to do the next. May RP-US Pact maka tayo. Let us honor it. The human trouble, okay, let's do it. May panahon man talaga na mamatay yung tao. But then, what will happen to the America, and what will happen to the Philippines and Asia, I really do not know. There's geopolitics laro ng ano dito. Pero hindi ako gago. Mabutit at alam ninyo na hanggang, wala, mahirap tayo . Siguro kung ako ang na-presidente, bigyan ako ng 20 years. Itong Pilipinas, kada barangay may 5 cruise missiles, pati kanyon. Totoo. Then I would have really massacred all who stood. Kalaban, hindi mo madala . You surrender, tapos babalik ka. Kaya kung ako, ratsadahin na lang kita. Then I will answer, sabi nila, prosecute ako sa International Court of International Criminal Court. O di sige. Ano naman gusto ninyo? You hang me? Good. You firing squad? Mas mabuti. Kaya maging Rizal rin ako. You feed me to the sharks. Kumakain mo rin ako ng pating, so tabla-tabla lang. Payback time. Yan ang problema ng Pilipinas. So I have 3 years, and when I go back, I would be firing more from the Bureau of Customs. I'm just telegraphing. Then maybe ilagay ko na sa army talaga lahat yung... Hindi na ako maniwala niyan, they are not allowed to work. Since I cannot depend on the idiots, what should I do? Follow the rule that itong army, police, hindi makada. And if my country is sinking, you want me to follow a rule that cannot help my country? I will not. Want to impeach me? Go ahead. Basta, I said, lalo na yung... Ako magka-diferensya tayo, okay lang. Except when it is the essence, the very essence of the security of the state. Do not force my hand into it. Do not force me to declare war, because I have something else. I have a card which I can throw anytime. And you won't like it, but at least it will give a sense of order and maybe, I don't know. I pray to God. Hindi ko talaga alam ngayon. Pero basta, first and foremost, dalawa lang kasing statement lang oath ko eh. If you reduce my oath of office, it says, I have to protect the people. Second, I have to preserve the country. Yun. Hindi ako alis dyan. Ngayon, I'd like to thank Rancho, Mr. and Mrs. Patrick Rinocci. Guys, from the bottom of my heart, I'd like to thank you for helping my country. I've never, well, few in my life, people who would come here and try to help my fellow men. I feel like almost maybe it's sentimental now, because I've seen the complex that you have built for my countrymen. Wala bang administrative na ano, Joe? Joe Calida is the Solicitor General. There to Congress and citizenship. Di ba may administrative yan? Well, kindly work on it, because actually Patrick Francois said that your Patrick is much very willing to be a Filipino citizen. And if we can do that in a jiffy, hurry up, maybe I'll try. Experimental lang naman. If he becomes naturalized citizen, then I think he's qualified to be a member of the cabinet. Then I can maybe ask Sir Patrick that you join us and help us, because it's really agriculture. Most of it is really the stomach of the Filipino. If you want, maybe I can cut corners and wala bang administrative yan? Kaya kung maaari lang, executive order. Let me see, I can always talk to, just Senator Go. Bong, pasalamat ka sa mga tao. Bong is also Chinese, at least half his grandfather. Tignan mo raw, Bong. Baski ganito, no, it's not really a big deal, but somehow yung tulong na ganito comes few and rare. Eh kung ganon siya makagawa ng ganito, and if we can have this kind of complex in our rice-producing centers all over the Philippines, I think that by that time, I would insist that we raise him to the level of sainthood. Meron bang Saint Patrick has the church in New York? You've been there? Okay. Uh, well, let us reduce it to a better. I'd like to rename you Patricio, not to compete with the Americans. Really, I'd like to thank you from the bottom of my heart. And if we can work together, if you want to stay in the Philippines, and I said, considering the amount that you have invested, I'm not that rich, but I can give you another 1.5 billion to do your thing, as long as, I'm sure that this thing is without any wrongdoing, without the usual corruption, and that is what I do not like. So, but in your hands, I've seen how the 1.5 billion, how it was used. And I said, if we can have that, we have the money. Not much, but we have the money, and we can replicate that in about, I am putting him to task in Mindanao. And if we have something like that, maybe, just maybe, I'd like to, this is really a copied one, a plagiarized, but I'd like to use this in different modes of sentence. Your endeavor, your task, what you are doing really brings you nearer to beauty, and I'm sure closer to God.